Hastur, consumed by greed, was attacked by the gods in a joint effort. Though saved by a mortal goddess, he was transformed into a monster. Anyone bitten by him would gain immortality, but also become a half-human, half-ghost hybrid. To obtain gold from him, there was only one way: make dough figurines, which were Hastur's favorite food. While Hastur ate the dough figures, one could cut the strap on his waist, collect the gold coins, and escape. Hans succeeded. From a poor boy, he quickly became a wealthy man and began living the life he had once dreamed of. However, whenever his money ran out, he returned to Tabid, using the same method to obtain more gold from Hastur. With more experience, each time he obtained more coins. No background, no job, yet he lived a life of luxury. Soon, Hans' lavish lifestyle drew attention. Bard, who had once lent him money, grew curious about where Hans was getting all his gold. To find out, Bard sent his daughter-in-law, pretending she was a slave he bought, to Hans. Hans accepted her, but after spending time with her, he never mentioned anything about the gold. Guided by his daughter-in-law's hints, Bard secretly followed Hans to Tabid. He saw Hans climb a rope into a dry well. Not long after, Hans emerged, holding a handful of gold coins. Excited by the discovery, Bard followed Hans' path. After climbing down into the well and crawling through a tunnel, he found an iron chest. Inside, however, was a hole in the ground. Was the gold hidden there? Bard hurried down, only to be met by a monster. It turned out Hans had already realized Bard was following him and had led him into the trap, to test whether the curse was real. From then on, Hans became more cautious, no longer greedily taking more gold than needed while collecting it. Before leaving, he even helped Bard break free from the curse. Years passed, and 14 years later, Hans returned to Tabid several more times. But he was growing old. On his most recent trip, he almost got bitten and only managed to collect 2 coins. He decided it was time to train his son. After months of preparation, his son became faster at climbing ropes and collecting coins than Hans had been in his youth. Hans was very pleased with his son's progress. Soon after, the father and son returned to Tabid together and entered Hastur's lair. Originally, Hans only wanted his son to familiarize himself with the environment, but to his surprise, his son had secretly brought dough figures with him. Hastur instantly appeared and lunged at them.